During the 6th century, around 570 AD, before the advent of Islam, the part of Arabia known as Yemen was under the rule of the Abyssinian Christians, who had driven away the Jewish Himyar rulers. The Abyssinian viceroy in Yemen was Abraha Ashram. He was determined to build great church in Sana'a, present capital of Yemen, so as to make it a leading center of commerce and place of pilgrimage for the Christian world. He was convinced that this dream could only be realized if he could first destroy Mecca, which was then a huge center of commerce and pilgrimage. Intoxicated with power and fired by religious fanaticism, Abraha finally made his vicious plans. Accompanied by a big herd of elephants and other animals, he led an expedition and marched to destroy the holy Kaba in Mecca. The Arabs in those days hardly had any opportunity to see an elephant in their lives. Hence, the army of Abraha is described in history as Ashabul Feel. I mean, the army with elephants. Abraha camped his army on the outskirts of Mecca, preparing to attack and destroy the holy Kaba. During the course of preparation, his army stole some 700 camels belonging to Abdul Muttalib, the grandfather of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The camels were grazing in the open fields outside the city. Abraha sent a message to Abdul Muttalib, who was the supreme chief of Mecca, informing him his intention of destroying the holy Kaaba. Abdul Muttalib replied that he would meet Abraha in person and talk to him. When he approached the invading army's camp, he was received respectfully and given an honorable seat near Abraha. As the two men talked, Abdul Muttalib said that he had come to complain about Abraha's army stealing his camels. Abraha answered, "I have come to conquer Mecca, your place of worship, and you worry about your camels?" Abdul Muttalib replied, "I am the owner and responsible for the camels, so I have come for them. The Kaaba belongs to God, and it is the concern of the owner of that house whether to save it or not." Abraha, amazed by the reply, returned Abdul Muttalib's camels to him, but was determined to attack the city. Abdul Muttalib advised his people to move into the hills for safety. As Abraha entered the city, a huge flock of tiny birds, like a patch of cloud, appeared in the sky. Each bird had a small pebble in its tiny beak and dropped it on the invading soldiers. The stones fell exactly on the men, and they were instantly killed and fell prone on the ground. Abraha was spared, but one bird flew above him. The king asked him what kind of birds had acted so miraculously. Abraha raised his eyes to the sky and saw the bird, which he pointed out to the king. The bird dropped the stone, and Abraha was instantly killed. After the miraculous event, Abraha's army was found lying on the ground as bits of some withered and crunched grass rendered useless for any purpose. Is this event not a clear miracle proving the sanctity of the Kaaba and the people who were truly attached to it, such as Abdul Muttalib and the people of his house? Had he not shown his utmost confidence in Allah as the real protector of the holy shrine and guided his people to safety, they would have perhaps bowed down to the might and pomp of Abraha and made a truce with him. Consequently, the history of Mecca and the holy shrine, as well as the glory of Islam, would have been different. Another important lesson to draw from this event, for men of all ages, is that a man intoxicated with power can prepare armies and armaments against God's holy plan, but such a man's action will be his own downfall. He cannot prevail against God. The Holy Quran has in eloquent words described this incident as follows: "Have you not considered how your Lord dealt with the companions of the elephant? Did he not cause their war to end in confusion? And send down to prey upon them birds and flocks, casting against them stones of baked clay, so he rendered them like straw, eaten up,